the race is on to replace Senator Dianne Feinstein, who announced yesterday at age 89 that she will not seek re-election next year, meaning her long tenure as California's senior senator is coming to an end. Joining us live now to share her thoughts on Senator Feinstein's retirement and legacy is former colleague and still friends with Senator Feinstein, former Senator Barbara Boxer. Senator Boxer, nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Look, have you talked to Senator Feinstein either today, yesterday, or very, very recently about this decision?
I just sent her an email about it. I have talked to her in the past about the fact that there is a wonderful life awaiting for her after the Senate. People will want to hear from her, what it was like to be such a trailblazer. For me, I knew when I wanted to leave. You know, I ran in 2010, I served out the term, and 2017 I left, and I'm still doing my stuff.
That is great. You certainly seem like you're enjoying life, which we have to get into in more detail a little later. But you certainly broke a lot of ground and I think glass ceilings together, didn't you? Can you talk about how you came into office shortly after her, and maybe really just at that time how unheard of and improbable it was for especially two women to represent a big state like California?
Well, Senator Feinstein and I got elected to the United States Senate on the very same day in 1992. So we got elected together. And it was one of those unusual situations where two seats were up at the same time. And I can't tell you the prejudice that we faced. It was crazy. People would tell me, oh, I can vote for Dianne, but I can't vote for two women. I certainly can't vote for two Jewish women. I certainly can't vote for two Jewish women from the Bay Area. And so we kind of kept our poise about it. We had certain jokes that we made. For example, I would say, were you really worried when two Protestant men got elected? Did that worry you? And she would say, because there were only two women in the Senate when we got there. So it was 2%. She'd say, 2% might be good for the fat content of milk, but it's not enough for the U.S. And I would say, well, it's the time for chicken soup. And we just tried to, you know, not get angry about it, just use our sense of humor. But I do want to say this. She was by far the more popular candidate because people really knew her from her time as mayor. They knew her because she had run for governor. She didn't make it, but she ran a great campaign. So when she ran for the Senate, she was way ahead. I was really in a tough race, and she took my hand and she essentially held it through the whole race, and we campaigned together. And I will never forget that kindness because, you know, others might say, uh-oh, I don't want to be with a loser. She didn't look at me that way. And we both won, and we became the first two women ever elected to the United States Senate from one state. And after that happened, several others followed suit. So, and now we have 25% of the people in the Senate are women.
Yeah.
From 2% when we started. So it's been quite a journey.
Okay. I like the milk that way when it's 25% fat. Maybe that's heavy whipping cream. I don't know. But in any case, it's good. And that was really like the year of the women, wasn't it, at that time?
Yeah.
And you came in, and I want to ask you, you didn't seek re-election in 2016. You retired. Your whole Senate career was with Senator Feinstein as the senior senator. So you have more insight into her than anybody else, really, how she works, what she really wants for California. So can you help us understand that for people who may not truly know?
Of course. So as I said, we got elected the same date. She got sworn in a couple of months before me because it was a special election. So she went and she had the seniority forever. I always laughed. She's my senior senator, even though we got elected the same date. But we always knew, even though we didn't agree on certain things, and we have different styles and different backgrounds and different views on certain issues. When it came to California, we were joined at the hip, and we worked really well together. And we knew we had to. There were reporters who were waiting for us to have an argument seriously, and because they were going to say, see, women can't get along.
Right. Cat fight, something like that, right?
Exactly. They wait. As a matter of fact, there was one reporter in a Southern California newspaper who did a column and had a profile of me and a profile of Dianne and was talking about how on occasion we voted differently and tried to stir it up. I finally went to the newspaper and I said, would you ever do that to two men? Have you ever done that? and they admitted they didn't, and they cut it out. But these are the things. But I think what I could say about her is her tenacity. You know, she grabs a hold of an issue she believes in. She's just going to keep on keeping on until she gets it. And, you know, it's a lesson to all of us, because sometimes we just give up too easily. You know, when you have an issue, there will always be half the people that love it and half probably don't. And they try to stop you. They try to shut you down. She never let that happen. So I think a lot of us learned a lot from her tenacity, and also bouncing back from tragedy after tragedy, having seen, you know, a friend and a mayor, you know, assassinated, and Harvey Milk assassinated, and pick up the pieces there. And then seeing her husband, Bert Feinstein, and then Dick Blum, just stuff that really broke her heart. And yet gets up every day, goes to work, tries to make life better. So to me, that's really what she's about.
Well, you talked about the tragedy that launched her career, really got her into the mayor's office, right, with Milk and Moscone, the assassinations. And then, of course, we had 101 California in 1993, the horrible mass shooting. And that really propelled her to her biggest legacy, getting the assault weapons ban passed in 1994. She's still trying to get that done again, 20 years after it's been expired. Do you think she can get it done? I mean, even with the politics today?
Well, first, let me tell you that 101 California was devastating for her as the former mayor. And for me, my son's one of his best friends was killed in that murder. Oh. So we were just devastated. And Joe Biden was the head of the Judiciary Committee, and he said to Senator Feinstein, Dianne, I don't think you'll get the 60 votes, but as soon as you get it, we'll bring this to the floor. We'll include it in the crime bill. We'll make it law. And she never gave up, and we worked it. I remember, because I'm only about 5 feet and she's many inches taller, I would say to her, I'll take the short senators, you take the tall senators, let's go. And, you know, we did everything we could, and she was the leader on that, and it was exceptional. Unfortunately, it could only last for 10 years. So I think anyone who, you know, respects Dianne and cares about her, and that's a lot of folks in the Senate on both sides of the aisle, they should step up and support the assault weapons ban and make it her lasting legacy, because it expired before and we could never get it done.
All right, well, we'll see if that gets done. In the meantime, I've got some breaking news to tell you about, because Senator Boxer, since we came on the air, it was just made official that Congresswoman Barbara Lee is also getting into this race. I don't know if you knew that before the rest of us, but what do you think about it? Now we've got her, Adam Schiff, and Katie Porter.
It's a beautiful race. It's beautiful. People are going to have someone that they can reach out to and feel comfortable with, be it Adam Schiff or Katie Porter or Barbara Lee. And I dare say we may have more in the race. So I'm not surprised about this. I knew about this, and I knew about Adam. And these are exceptional people. And each one is going to bring just amazing experience and leadership to the race. And I'm so happy, because the Senate, it is such a privilege to serve there, and you need good people there, and you need people who want to do something, not be something. Don't run because you want to be a senator. Run because you want to do good things for our great state. We are such a large state, as you know, and we have so many issues. We need the best and the brightest, and we've got them running. It's exciting.
Senator Boxer, I'm told in my ear we're out of time, but I gotta just ask you this, in case Senator Feinstein's watching and considering, what am I gonna do in retirement? Are you loving retirement? What are you spending your time enjoying?
Well, I'm not retired. That's the most important thing. I go around, give speeches on women's right to choose. I have people I'm helping in the healthcare space. I have taught a class at USC, and I'm an advisor there. So it goes on. It's just, I do a little TV thing twice a month at here in Southern California. So what I would say to her is, it's life. It's good. You know, take the pressure off a little bit, make your own schedule. You know, those are the things that I cherish now. I'm kind of in charge of my life.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. Thank you so much for stopping by, Senator Boxer. Appreciate it.